Alright, I got myself another package of things. I got my address under my hand, so yeah. But as you can see by the name Justin Malone, I got these from White Mountain Knives. These are probably a couple of Kizers, and then I have a couple of TwoSuns over here. I still have one that's been kind of missing from being delivered because it's stuck in customs in Chicago. It seems to be the worst hub for the U.S. right now, so that's a little irritating. I'm going to go ahead and use my TS304 just to open things up today. I will open this up off camera. That way my address remains somewhat anonymous. And yeah, packing peanuts. The kind that dissolve, so they're all cornstarch based. Yeah, here's one Kizer, and here's another Kizer. Let's go ahead and start with this one. This one's going to look probably pretty close to, to the other one. That's because this is another Grazioso. I picked up the one in G10 a little while ago. And yeah, this one instead has brass and grain lead and micarta. Man, that micarta is pretty finely grained. You make some expensive bed sheets out of that or something. But yeah, same basic knife. You know, still the same N690 CO. Or no, sorry, just N690. But yeah, it was a knife so nice, I bought it twice. I also do kind of like that this guy's got not a blackened clip, but just a standard polished look to it, as well as the liners too. It's kind of sweet. I may or may not kind of swap some things around to make it look a little Frankensteinish, because I believe I can do that. But yeah, that's the first one, is the Kizer Manganese and micarta and brass. The other Kizer I have here is quite a bit different. Not quite sure exactly what to expect. I had my eyes on a variant of this, but this one just seemed like a better deal for the same price. So yeah, this is a Swayback that's button lock. This is a natural canvas micarta, so a little bit different than that linen micarta. But yeah, got a button lock on there. And because of that, this guy is 154 cm. I had my eye on the purple variant of this, but it had a lesser steel for the same price, and it was kind of difficult to find here and there. So yeah, this is a White Mountain Knives exclusive. It's actually been around there for quite a while, but decided to pull the trigger on that. Action seems pretty darn nice. It's got a nice stone wash on it too. Digging that quite a bit. And yeah, I mean the handle is a little bit more comfortable than I would have originally imagined. I thought this knife was going to feel a little smaller than it does, but you know, it does a pretty darn good job. And the plunge lock works great. The actions on it is super nice. And yep, you can use a flipper tab on it too. It's pretty cool. The micarta on this one has a pretty kind of a rough finish on it, which, hey, that helps with grip, so I don't have any problems with that. And yeah, this is a Swaggs design, so there you go. You got the whole signature there on the clip. But yeah, all right, so there's a couple of fun Kizers. Next up, let's go ahead and open the one that's got one first. Alrighty, this is a hefty bit of whatever is in here. Oh, okay, okay. I believe I know what this is. I do. Yeah, this one is covered in oil, so let me go ahead and clean that off. This is a Mazwan Mokhtar design. It's actually been around for quite some time. This one, however, is a upgraded version, and I don't know what's different about it yet, but I probably will figure it out. But yeah, I will look for the model number on this in a second here. Nice front flipper with an amazing amount of traction there and kind of areas for you to do some nice flipping with it, as well as, yep, Spidey flicks, super great, and a comfortable thumb roll, especially because you do have carbon fiber overscale, so you're not really disturbing that frame lock in any way. So yeah, that's interesting. This blade stock thickness is enormous. And this is a giant chunk of M390 here, so hopefully this one will do pretty good. I don't know, we'll see. We do kind of have a little bit of a cutout here in the very end here, so that the blade can slide in there and just have just a little extra. That whole groove, yeah, you can see that kind of goes all the way through the back side there. Figure I should give it one of those. No, that looks pretty good. So yeah, this one, at least at the moment, is a Flea blade wrap. That's actually going to come into play in a video that's probably going to go up before this one regarding this other one from Mazwan Mokhtar. But yeah, I can see, because this does have that little groove in there, that this could become a problem if the blade pivot is a little off center or whatnot, because that groove in there really relies on it being centered. But yeah, we got internal lock bar relief. A very subtle tiny clip, which is pretty interesting there, but seems to be pretty comfortable. And yeah, you can choke up. I generally probably wouldn't, but you certainly can. But yeah, I will come back to the model number on this one, but in the meantime, I'll just kind of set that in the box aside and move on. Right, and another two here. One of these is a Jelly Jerry, and I don't remember which the other one is. Well, let's do this. Aha, this is the Jelly Jerry. This is the Aurora. I think it's the 228. Yeah, look at that blade shape. Man, that is vicious. All sorts of crazy milling lines going on the opposite lock bar here. This one's in 14C28N, so I guess not quite as fancy, but makes me just as happy. I don't think they've made a higher-end model of this yet. But yeah, this thing looks fantastic. I mean, the detent on that is super crisp. Easy enough relief for the lock bar on this thing. You got a little bit of jimping there, helps out quite a bit. You got a little bit more thinned out at the tip here, just a little compound grind sort of thing. Probably makes utility cuts just a little bit nicer, but also makes that tip just a little tiny bit more fragile. But you still have quite a bit of meat behind there, so yeah. I would still, I suppose, kind of like to see a internal lock relief there, but otherwise, yeah, that's super cool. I've been wanting this thing for a very long time, but you know, it's kind of remained popular, so the prices have remained high on them. Let's go ahead and move these out the way. And let's see, what's this last one? This one's also kind of big, or at least heavy. Well, we got more carbon fiber. Oh, yeah. This is the one from CM Design. This is quite a new model here. Also one that I was excited to get in. This, interesting that it's a liner lock, but definitely carbon fiber and titanium going on the outsides on these things. Quite a bit thicker than I was anticipating it being, and for me, that is not a bad thing whatsoever. Very generous finger choil. I could basically use that if I actually felt like it. Fairly short blade on it, though. Another nice minimal pocket clip, quite a bit like this this guy right here. But yeah, it's interesting. It does have a hole in the middle of the liner there, and I'm not sure what that's for, but I will certainly take a look at that as I play around with this thing and sharpen it and eventually get around to a review. But yeah, super easy to open with thumb roll, obviously the Spidey flick. And yeah, it doesn't really have a flipper tab to get in the way there. Some people would hate that. In this particular case, because it's so easy to open in both ways, I am all about that because it doesn't extend the width of the handle in there any. So yeah, neato. This is the 3 something or other. Here, let me find these numbers here. Alright, yeah, this is the 319-CF. They also do have a Micarta variant of it that's also in 14C28N. And, well, I am much more fond of their carbon fiber than I am their standard Micarta. So that was the one that I went with, and yeah. So seems like a pretty darn good, hard use kind of worker there, just with the thickness of those scales and definitely with the blade stock thickness going on there. Interesting. And then this guy was what, 136? Let me see. Indeed, this is the 136 Stingray or whatever. Dash up, like I'm saying before. I don't know exactly what's upgraded on this one over the standard version, but pretty interesting design. This one is fairly new release, and I actually got it for an amazing price, which is why I ended up picking it up because I wasn't super interested in the initial version, but hey, I won this auction for $80, and you really can't beat that for titanium and carbon fiber liner lock and M390, especially from Mazwan Mokhtar. So, yeah. This one doesn't really have any lock bar relief or anything like that going on for the hands there, but still very, very easy to disengage that. So, yeah, that's an awesome set of knives. Now, I should probably have some more fun by, you know, kind of tuning these things up and giving them a sharpen and whatnot. You know what I can do in this video, though, because I actually have one, is I can do a little bit of best testing on it to kind of check out some of the, what's the word? Some of the sharpness. How about if I go ahead and try and zoom in just a little bit here? That's not going to work. But that's fine. Okay, yeah, I got to lace some of this all up on here. I have been almost tempted to get some of the single-use ones just because these are kind of a pain in the butt. to, keep lacing through all the time. But I don't know. $160, that's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good indeed. That's right around where I end up after doing a lot of my work sharp testing, or work sharpening and everything. It's a little bit more mirror polished and probably a little toothier and whatnot, just due to the sawing method that I go for them. But yeah, that is quite impressive for sharpness out of the box on that one. I've also noticed you don't really want to tighten these things down too much, or the clamp where it, actually the spool on it down below will end up clipping it off, and that's really not useful for anyone here. 165. Wow, they have really upped their game rather recently on this sharpening stuff here. I'm used to seeing them somewhere around 250 or so. 250, 260, somewhere right around there, which still, don't get me wrong, that is a damn sharp knife, but this is really impressing me here. I should probably do those Kizers too, especially due to the fact that the first Grazioso really didn't have a incredible amount of sharpness out of the box. So yeah, I will go ahead and give that a shot as well. This one's 280. That's a little bit more what I'm kind of used to. And still, like I'm saying, super nice and sharp knife. You know, as the best testing card says, yeah, new high-end cutlery is generally right around the 350 to 250 kind of mark there. So, yeah. Alright, so we got the other two Kizers here. Might as well do that, just for the sake of completeness. Alright, Swayback, what do we got? 275, so yep, not bad, but not super wonderful. And last but not least, the Grazioso. I hope that's how you pronounce that knife, because that's the funnest way that I've found to say it. Alright. Do me proud. 240. Okay, so definitely better than the copper and G10 variant, but yeah. Nice. Well, I have a whole bunch of sharp cutlery that I plan on putting some mirror polishes on and tuning up and everything like that. And looking forward to another set. I'm still waiting. That one that's kind of stuck in customs is the TS255, which is a collaboration, I believe, with Mazwan Mokhtar and Bill Nottingham. It might not be Mazwan that's a part of that, but I don't remember exactly off the top of my head. But yep, I finally scored one of those, so I'm kind of waiting for that to come in. I've picked up, let's see. Speaking of Mazwan Mokhtar, this guy right here, yep, these are in 14C28N. I did win one of the few new ones of those that are in M390. I just kind of couldn't help it because I really like that knife. You know, I also have it in the Micarta, so. And a couple others. Yeah, so awesome. as always, I appreciate y'all for watching. I hope everything was decently in frame and everything like that, so I didn't screw anything up too bad for y'all. And have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. And think about subscribing.